legislative issue, all right? If you're, what I have to say to the public, if you want homegrown, pick up the phone and call your state legislator, right? Right?
No, I mean,
it's simple as that. I mean, that's until that the law gets amended to allow homegrown, whatever that is. And there's philosophies all over the place. I mean, Charles has a philosophy. I have a philosophy on it, you know, it's up to the.
It's a legislative act,
right?
We need legislative help here, and at this, I mean, we've done the research. There are states that have developed and morphed their home cultivation based on the research that they've done. And so we see states that did allow home grow, an exorbitant amount of plants, restricted it, right? And in restricting the amount of plants an individual can cultivate at home, they see that the concerns they had about diversion to illicit activity is not as prevalent as they thought. And so we're hoping that the research that guides these decisions, again, to Commissioner Delgado's point, we absolutely need the legislature to weigh in here. And we hope that they do, because this is very important. It's something that we hear every meeting from the patient community. This is a major concern for them. This is an equity issue. And so we hope that, you know, there are a handful of bills, I believe, already in the legislature. And so we hope that, you know, those are revisited, and especially for our patients, right? We understand the evolution to allowing every individual of age in the state of New Jersey to be able to cultivate a responsible amount. Our patients, though, that really need it, especially as we're onboarding adult use sales, you know, we hope that the legislature is really thinking about this intently, because it will be a major help to the industry and especially to the patient community.
So here's the bottom line. There's two roads. It's either going to, homegrown is either going to become legal, or it's not going to become legal in the short term. I mean, that's the way I see it. You know?
One interesting way to look at it is to basically see other substances. For example, alcohol. Is it legal for us to make our own beer at home? If that kind of basically consideration might help us in basically shaping the kind of cultivation culture. So another important thing is that,
to your point, I don't mean to interrupt. You're absolutely right. I mean, it's legal to make a certain amount of wine at home and a certain amount of beer home brew. Yeah. But look how long it took for that to happen.
Exactly. So economically, it doesn't make sense for me to do it myself. So I prefer to buy it from liquor store, or, for example, those stores that provide this. So I guess eventually we should get to that.
I think maybe outside of red wine, I think the dynamic here is that if I'm cultivating, to your example, if I'm cultivating beer, it's probably for my enjoyment. And doctor, we can talk about philosophy here, the intent and purpose. Cultivation for medicinal patients, the purpose and the intent is for their wellness and their medicinal benefit, right? And so it's not for just their casual enjoyment. They hopefully will be cultivating in an effort to have their medicine readily accessible in a manner and in a way that's conducive to their condition. And so I think there is some nuance there, right? I don't know that alcohol has those medicinal benefits and medicinal properties in the same way that cannabis does.